Hey guys, welcome back to Class Outdoors. Today we're going to work on my bow build for this upcoming season. I've got a Hoyt. It's the RX7 Ultra. I think it's a 34-inch axle to axle. We're gonna work on it. I haven't shot it in about a year and a half, 2 years almost. And last time I shot it, I actually shot it at a Total Archery Challenge. So this time around, it's got like it's set up for a target bow. So I'm gonna take some of the target aspect stuff off of it and get it set up for the hunting season. It's super nice. It's the green, and like I said, it's the RX7 Ultra, and I do have I got the Hoyt rear stabilizer, and I got the Ultra View front stabilizer on it. Like I said, that's some stuff I'm gonna take off of it, and like I said, I'm gonna put my quiver back on it from a couple years ago, and we're gonna kind of, like I said, just get it ready for the deer season. I'm not gonna run a stabilizer on the front or back. It's got this one from the kind of from the factory, so I'm just gonna run it. And I was gonna swap the sight out for more of a hunting sight, but I think the last time I used it for hunting, what I did is just put some dots on the sight tape and just ran with it. So that's probably what I'll do this time too. But we'll get this thing broke down and get some of this stuff taken off of it and that quiver put back on there. First thing I'm gonna do is take these stabilizers off. They're just held on a couple of Allen keys, and this one just screws off, pops off just like that. This front one's got a little mount for it, but I think I'm just gonna leave the mount on it. It's not gonna be hurting anything or anything in the way. But this bottom one I'm gonna pop off here with the Allen wrench. Just comes right off like that. I have run this stabilizer in the woods during deer season, but it does tend to kind of get in the way and catch on things and stuff up in the stand. So I think this year I'm just going to try to roll without it, see how it goes. Like I said, I can always put it back on there later if I decide to go back. That pretty much gets us down to the bear bow. I do have I think it's a 4-arrow quiver, and it's just held on with a couple screws, and I'm gonna put this thing back on there. I really like this quiver. It works out good, and you can actually hang it on stuff too in the tree if you want. Just like that, we got the quiver back on there. It's looking pretty good. These are the arrows I ended up using last time. I built these arrows myself. It's got the AE Max fletchings on it, and on the front I used Iron Wheel hardware with the Iron Wheel double bevel fixed blades, and it's got the collar on there too. Kind of help strengthen it. I like this setup. And it's also the Victory Archery RIP Extreme Velocity. Like I said, I really like this setup, but I think I want to try something different this year. Maybe go with a mechanical head instead of the fixed blade this time. But I'm gonna pop these fixed blades off here and put my field tips back on here, so we can do a little bit of shooting out here in the backyard and get familiar with this bow again, because it's been a while. And all I'm using is the Iron Wheel field tips. They're 100 grain, and also my broadheads are 100 grain too. I like to just keep everything the same. It's pretty easy, and usually if you sight your bow in with 100 grains, you want to use a 100 grain broadhead to go with it, so it's kind of on the same page. But we got them swapped out. And yeah, bow's looking pretty good. Next thing I do is I set this bow up when I was target practicing. Just had it set to 60 pounds for that Total Archery Challenge. I like shooting 60 pounds. I know a lot of people go up to 70 to 80 pounds. You can do that. I don't find it super necessary for whitetail hunting, and where we hunt, it's most everything I do is shooting 20 to 30 yards max. So I had it set up to 60 pounds. I'm gonna draw this thing back, make sure it's still set up 60 pounds, because it's, like I said, it's been sitting for a little while. Yep, we're set at right at 60 pounds, so I'm gonna roll with that this year. All right, and for my release, I do have an Ultra View. I think this is the Button 2. I got it whenever I was doing the Total Archery Challenge, and I really liked using it. It's very smooth, very crisp, and it's a big upgrade from the cheap wrist release that I was using for a while. I have not hunted with this in the stand yet. I usually switch back to the wrist release, but y'all saw Richard's build his bow. He's trying to do it on a budget and everything, so I ended up giving him my old wrist release so that he will be able to use it this year. So instead of buying another wrist release, I think I'm just going to roll with this unless something changes between now and then. I do like shooting this, so I think it'll work out good for me. And for a rangefinder this year, I've always just gotten just a cheap rangefinder off Amazon. You can buy the nicer ones. These things will do the same thing. You don't have to go all out. This is just a knockoff brand rangefinder, and I've had no issues with it. And I actually took the same rangefinder to TAC with me, and it did great. Had no issues out of it. So you can spend a bunch of money on it, or you can go cheap. It don't matter either way. But this is the one I will be using this year. Alrighty, we got our target set up down there, and I actually have a since I'm here in this neighborhood, I like to use a big backdrop just in case something crazy happens. So I got a stall mat pulled up, and even if I miss that target, it won't go but about 2 inches through that stall mat. So I like having that as my backdrop when I'm practicing, here in the backyard for safety. But I'm gonna set up at 20 yards first, and let me get this thing dialed in pretty good with these arrows. Up, down, left, and right for 20 yards. And then, like I said, we're gonna back up to 30, and then I think I can get 40 here in my backyard. But that's about it for me. So I'm gonna get set up, pop some shots, and see how it goes. That was a terrible shot. First time I've shot this bow in about 2 years, and I pulled really bad. Had a little bit of target panic. Well, that's the first 3 shots in 2 years, so it's you can see where the first one is, where I pulled it pretty bad, but the other 2 are pretty centered. I just got to work on my up and down just to kind of get them where I want them. But you can kind of see that first one was terrible, but I was just all I was doing is aiming for the center of the block. So I'm pretty centered left or right. I just need to work on my up and down, get it dialed in for 20. I forgot how good this bow shoots. And it's super smooth, super quiet. It's a very nice bow. Very lucky to be able to have this one. But I'm just gonna continue to dial this thing in, keep doing some practice shots. Probably gonna shoot for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours or so. Just trying to get this bow dialed in and just get some reps in so I can work on that target panic too. So. That one wasn't too bad at all. 20's pretty much dialed in. It's shooting a little left. I may mess with that a little bit later on, but for the most part, I'm happy where the 20's at. I think I'm gonna back up to 30 and then probably shoot a few rounds, and then we'll back up to 40, see what happens. But this is the 30. I mean, it ain't nothing crazy, but as big as the deer is, you know, if I can hit in the kill zone, that's all that really matters for me. I'm not trying to stack arrows on top of each other. Not right now anyways. Maybe when tack rolls around. But I don't think that's too bad. Not too bad for me. But we're gonna walk back down here. I'm gonna back up to 30, shoot a few at 30, and then we'll give 40 a shot too. It's a little low. Wasn't bad at all for shooting 30 yards. I said the first arrow is a little bit low because I'm using that adjustable sight tape, and it's not accurate. Like, I've never gone in and made a custom sight tape or anything, so kind of just working off of marks that I put on it from a couple years ago. And it seems like they're not really in the right spots anymore, but this isn't too bad. First attempt at 30. I'm gonna keep shooting at 30 a few more times, get it dialed in a little bit closer. But I think after I figure out what I'm gonna do with my arrow situation, if I'm gonna build new arrows or if I'm gonna roll with these arrows again this year, then I'll really fine tune that sight tape and either get a new sight tape printed off, or I'll you know, mark somewhere on there at each point for that 20, 30, 40 yards. Another thing, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I like to put my arrows back in my quiver each time, and I'm not shooting like 6 arrows. I'm shooting 3 because when I hunt, I usually take 3 arrows, so I'm getting familiar with the weight of the arrows in that quiver whenever I'm shooting, so that when I get out there, it don't feel all weird and everything once you know, I get out there on the stand and try to shoot it at an animal. All right, I pulled one of these, but the other 2 I'm pretty happy with. It's just one thing I got to get more reps in. I got to get practice in. But I'm gonna start shooting it more, you know, on the weekend. Backed it on up to 40 yards. Been shooting a little bit of 40. 40 needs a lot of work. You know, 20, 30 is pretty easy. I started getting pretty shaky at 40. It's not a bad thing. It just means I need to do some more practice. I'm gonna stay out here. I'm gonna shoot a little bit longer. It's getting pretty warm. Probably gonna shoot for I don't know, about another 30 minutes. Go ahead and call it. But you can see this is my last attempt at 40. But like I said, it ain't great. I don't feel comfortable shooting a deer at that range, anyways. So I'd probably shoot a pig at that range, just because we're trying to get rid of them pigs down there. But for the most part, I'm not gonna shoot a deer anything further than 30 yards this year. But I know if I get more comfortable at 40 yards and get it dialed in at 40, I'll be, man, at 20 and 30 will be easy at that point. So I'm gonna shoot some more here at 40, see if I can get that pattern a little bit tighter, and we'll go ahead and call it a day. Felt a lot better about that one there. It seemed like it was a lot smoother, a lot more steady. I think, like I said, the more I shoot these arrows, the better I'm gonna be. But this one closed up quite a bit for me. I also noticed that the two with lighted nocks are seeming to stay together, which is a little bit odd to me. I guess maybe something's a little bit different. Maybe the weight's a little bit different or something with those lighted nocks. So I may mess around with that too as we shoot some more. But I'm gonna shoot a couple more rounds and probably go ahead and call it a day. Alrighty, got pretty shaky on that one. I think I'm getting hot. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it. I got about anywhere from 50 to 70 shots in today. Started feeling pretty good, and like I said, I'm just gonna start practicing every day, or at least on the weekends, just trying to get more comfortable with the shots. But I'm pretty happy with what we got done today. Got the bow all taken care of, gotten it, switched back to like hunting mode. The only thing I think that I want to do is try to figure out what I'm gonna do about my arrow situation. I don't know if I want to go with or stay with my fixed blade setup with these arrows, or go with like a mechanical blade and just build an all new arrow for it, something a little bit lighter. Hadn't figured that out yet, but if y'all have any opinions on it or any thoughts, just drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. But yeah, hey, I appreciate y'all sticking around. Thanks for the support, and y'all don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.